Man right here that you're looking at on camera, his name is Laquan Hailey.
Yes, sir.
24, you'll be 25 in January, man. He's an aspiring actor. He's done everything from skits to plays to music videos, and now he currently is a part of an IGTV series. We're gonna get into the name and everything like that as we go through, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew at least that, man. Today's topic is the mental strength it takes to just live. That's basically what it is. The mental strength that it takes to just live, especially the time we're living in right now. So start off real quick, Laquan, man. Just let the people know where you from, where you reside. You know,
Hey, yo, what's up, man? I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You already knew that, though. I don't gotta give that information out there. 24 years old, yeah, Brooklyn native, born and raised, grew up in Fort Greene all my life. That's where I stepped into my manhood at and kind of figured out life and shit like that. Yeah, that's pretty much that.
So you 24 right now. How long has acting been like? You would say is a true love or is more of a passion?
I think it's a little bit of both, a true love and a passion. It's something that I've been doing. I actually stumbled into acting on accident, like, because growing up, my family, they sing and they dance and stuff like that. And somebody asked me what I do, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm an actor, you know, just to make myself like sound like I'm doing something or doing something creative and stuff like that. And then I went to junior high school for it. I got put in my first play. And the experience was dope, getting on the stage and just hearing the reaction to the crowd, people clapping, showing love, and it was just a feeling that I had to chase. So after that, I went to high school for it. Wasn't really the best experience acting-wise, but it was what it was.
What was the play you did? What was it?
The Wicked Witch of the West. It was a spin-off from The Wicked of Oz, or something like that. What was the Wicked?
We're gonna do our Googles and just gonna put it right there, man.
Shit, that was a minute ago, bro. But I know it was the Wicked Witch of the West, something like that. Something like that. I was the lion, and my boy Cliff was the. No, my boy Cliff was the lion, and I was the Tin Man. Yeah.
Gotcha. You got any old clips of that?
Yo, matter of fact, I got pics of that. I don't got Facebook no more, but there's pics of that on Facebook, and I look crazy, bro.
Send that. We're gonna add that to the edits.
Yo, son, them shits look crazy,
edits, bro. So you stumbled across acting, man. So take me back to your childhood. What was we don't gotta go through the whole thing, but what's like your earliest memory of, I guess, any your earliest memory of, I guess, you figuring out that that's what you want to do? Because I know you say you stumbled upon it accidentally, because you kind of just said it. So that was your first time saying it, or that was kind of your go-to thing? Somebody asked you, what you do? Oh, I'm an actor.
Yo, now that you asked the question, actually, I grew up in foster care before I got into with my regular family and stuff like that. And my foster's mother's son was a writer, director and stuff like that. And he would do plays on off Broadway. He would have like a big theater and do plays, and it would be crazy. People would come up, show love. It was crazy. He was on to something, but then, you know, he passed away and whatnot. But just growing up, I always had those images of me seeing him on the stage and doing his thing and a reaction to it. And I guess that kind of stuck with me as I grew up. Now that I'm thinking about it, not knowing that probably was one of the main reasons to why I did it, because I seen what he was doing and I seen him on the stage and I seen the love that he was getting. So yeah, that's my earliest memory with acting and how I probably caught a hold to it. Yeah, with my Uncle Edward, rest in peace to him. But yeah.
Damn, that's dope, man. Rest in peace to him, man.
Wow, that's crazy. Had you not asked that question, I would have never even. But yeah.
Damn, that's dope, man. Damn, man, that's something I didn't know. How was the experience, you know, in foster care?
Foster care for me, thankfully, it was a blessing. I got to stay with my brother and my sister. We stayed together. They didn't separate us. We went to this foster lady. She was a pastor as well, so she was family oriented, and she wasn't on no kind of funny business. Everything was by the rules. She did everything right. She showed us a lot of love, a lot of respect. So we grew up in a good home. Besides being in church every fucking Sunday, but other than that, we was good.
Damn, that's dope. That's dope, man. So, I guess it's safe to say it's nothing but good memories as far as being, the experience of going through that.
Yeah, that whole experience, it was cool. I was the youngest, so for me it was just, as long as I'm somewhere where I'm getting food, I'm getting love, I get to play with my toys, I was good. My brother and sister, they was tight, but once I seen the crib, once I seen the toys, once I seen the TV, I was good.
And y'all always remained close, like even now to this day?
Through that experience, I guess that's what helped us build our relationship. Because still to this day, we still mad cool. Like we got a good relationship. Even with my oldest brothers and sisters, we all mad cool. Everything. Yeah, we got a strong relationship.
That's dope, man. I had a different question lined up, man, but hearing the new information, because I know I wanted this episode to be based on just the mental strength and kind of go through your childhood and bring it back up to now to show, just the it don't sound like I'm repeating, but just the mental strength you have right now. But with everything that you've been through in the beginning, and I know you're the youngest, you weren't about toys, and as long as you're good, you got all of that, you straight. Growing up through that process, was there ever a time to where I guess you questioned everything? Because I know for me personally, I've never been in that situation, but I know if I was, my repeated question would be like, when am I going back?
Yeah.
So I guess just kind of touch on that. Like, what was that experience like, as far as being away from your parents?
I think after a while, maybe once, because it really, my brothers and sisters was the ones that opened my mind up to the fact that we not going back home, because they were more emotional about it, like crying and didn't really want to be bothered. They were to themselves and stuff like that. And I didn't really understand it, but after a while, when we got the visitations and we would be able to go see family, and then we have to come back, or they could come visit us and stuff like that, but they would have to leave. Then it became, how come I'm not, with my dad anymore? How come I can't go to Bushwick and be with the family and spend the night like I used to and stuff like that? So once those questions, and then I got older and stuff like that. Then I started to make sense of it. Then I started to, really think about what was going on and what was happening. Actually, because one of my cousins at the time, well, in my foster mother home, he was the one that told me that I was in foster care. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, he just said randomly, he said, you in foster care, right? Like, you got taken away from it. I was like, oh. Like, I didn't even, my young dumb ass didn't know what was going on. All I know is we was home one day, the next day we wasn't, and then that's what it was. I wasn't really worried about everything that was happening, but until he brought it to my attention, I was like, oh, this is what's going on. This is what's really happening. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, man. Well, I know ideally that's not the best situation to be in, but what I would say is, thank God you was at an age to where it took you time to fully understand. Yeah. Because had you got into that situation a little older, it might have been, you might have turned out different.
Definitely would have been a different outcome. Definitely would have been a different outcome.
This is a clear testament as to why, one of the things I like to repeat all the time is your childhood plays a big part into what you're doing today.
Yeah.
And
that's a fact, actually, yeah.
Had you not thought about the gentleman who used to, write plays and put on plays, had you not met him, who knows if you would have had that kind of, desire to do that now, man. So take me to that whole experience. It's something that you just saying, you telling people, yeah, I'm gonna act. Then you actually in a school play. Did the passion and the love, was it instant? or did it take time? Like, was you not sure at first, and then you gradually became sure, or were you super sure the minute that you tried it?
You know, with me, my thing is I always jump at shit. Like, once I had the opportunity to be in a play, I took it. Not knowing how challenging it was, I just took it. Like the acting teacher at the time, Mr. Robinson is his name, one of the best acting teachers I ever had in my life. He gave me the shot. He was like, look, either you're going to be in this play or you're not. And I said, I'm going to do it. I've never been in a play before, never memorized lines, never read a script, nothing. It's just something about me being challenged. I got to take it. Even though I was young, I was like, I got to do it. This is what I say I want to do. I got to do it. So I took it. And then being in a rehearsal process, seeing all the actors, seeing how it goes and the intensity behind it, it was an instant high. It was an instant high because I always just felt like I'm doing something with my life, you know? I'm doing something with my life. I'm accomplishing something. I was able to go home and invite my folks to the show. I was like, yo, y'all got to come see me. I'm going to do a show. I'm on stage, you know? Because everybody always thought I was funny. So just to be able to do a play and bring that funniness more out there into life, I was excited to do that. But that first show, I actually, the show, I remember, now that you bring it up, I remember this like it was yesterday. The show started at 7 o'clock, and we had to be there by like 6, but I didn't know no better. Like, I'm young, my first show ever, I didn't know no better, so here come 6:45, I'm just strolling down the block, you know, just chilling to myself, like, yo, I'm really doing this, I'm really in the show. And mind you, they in the school going crazy, like, yo, where he at? The show started 15 minutes, they running around going crazy. I had an understudy at the time, and this nigga didn't know shit. So they was suing him up and getting ready to put him on, and I'm just walking down the block, chilling, sitting down in the park, like, yo, I'm really about to do this. 6:55 come, I'm like, all right, let me head to the school, because the show about to start at 7. 6:58, I get to the stage and everybody like, where the hell you was at? And I'm like, yo. Yo, and then I just threw on my suit real quick, ran out there, automatically, instantly, it was just a chain reaction of feeling the love from the audience and taking the love in, saying the lines, feeling the love, being next to my co-stars, and it was just like, damn. And then once the show was over, I had this thing since I was young, just so once everybody leaves the stage, I just stand there by myself and just look out and just take in the room and like just feel the presence, like, yo, I'm really doing this, yo, I really did this. And since then, I've just been chasing that high.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Something just popped into my head. I don't want to get off topic. I wanted to just rewind real quick. Going back to, you know, you being in foster care and, you know, you being with your older sister, your older brother. Do you think being in that situation and I guess kind of feeling how it is to lose put you in the mind state of you want to do this thing to keep people together? Because I'm just hearing you talk and I hear you say that, you know, you like the feeling of being on stage with your co-stars and you like, I guess, being the center of attention and knowing that people are there to just witness what you're trying to do. Do you think having the lack of family, so to speak, at the beginning makes you want that same feeling now, if I'm making sense? Like you kind of chase to, I guess you kind of chase to always do something that's gonna bring, you know, bring people together to kind of witness that.
I don't know if I can answer that question 100% right now. But I would have to say it might be leaning towards something like that, or just maybe the fact that I love the feeling of, well, yeah, it kind of, yeah, so that, yeah, actually, yeah, because I was going to say I love the feeling of seeing the joy come out of people. So yeah, that does come in the sense of wanting people together just to feel that love and joy. Yeah, so yeah, actually, yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. You feel like you had any dramatic experiences growing up?
Facts. Shit.
Talk about it. Take us through it. What's your earliest memory as far as like something that's traumatic?
It's so much. I don't know how much detail I could get into, because there's some crazy stuff that happened that I just got terms comfortable with talking about. But I would say the crate probably something that's not too.
I guess to make it more comfortable. Do you feel like you deal with PTSD today at 24? Like a lot of the things that you've been through, do they kind of still I guess dance around in your brain and kind of linger?
See, with me, I have my moments like where I, have my days, maybe like 5, 10, 15 minutes of where I'm really thoroughly thinking about the past and what happened. But for the most part, I don't really like let things dwell on my spirit for too much. Like I just always had the mindset of it happened, that's over with. I'm living right now. There's nothing I can do to change that. There's nothing I can do to make that go away. So it don't really like bother me too much. Yeah.
When did that start for you? As far as not letting things, because that's one of the things that's super hard for a lot of people. Like it's hard for a lot of people to go through something and kind of let it go or get over it. So the fact that you was able to think like that was like, it happened. There's nothing I can do. Today is a new day. Let's see what's gonna happen. Like what kind of brought you to go about things in that manner?
I guess it was the fact that you living and there's always something new that's coming at your way. Like you got different things that you go through. One week it'll be something different than the last week, and then the last week is different than the week before that. So it's like always something. Growing up in New York is always something like you face with each week or each day. So it's like I didn't necessarily have the time, or I didn't really give it enough thought to keep thinking about what happened before. And then it came to a point in time where it was just like, I guess I was chasing the high of actually being the first person in my family to do something with my life. So it kind of, all of those things that happened in the past really was just in the past. I think about it every now and then, but it was never nothing like that had me like, hurt or to myself or crying and not wanting to be around people. Granted, I have my moments, but for the most part, it never really, like, I became the type of person where I laugh and joke about everything. The most traumatic thing in my life, you go to my best friends and I tell them, we laugh about every fucking thing. Like I guess that's probably been my my sort of getaway, like to ease my pain, to laugh and joke about no matter what it is, but I'm laughing and joking about it. It could be the the craziest thing that could happen to me in life, and I'm gonna laugh and joke about it like a dumbass.
Are you laughing as a defense mechanism, or are you laughing because you know that eventually this isn't gonna really matter anymore?
I think it starts out as a defense mechanism, but then it turns into I ain't gonna lie, it is funny. So once and then the time go by, you like, alright, and then you talk with your friends about it. You always got those people in your corner that make you feel better through anything. So the fact that we just laugh about it is dope to me. Like, we have our serious conversations about it, but once we get that over with, we turn it into a joke and we just be dying laughing, no matter what it is.
That's dope, man. Would you say you got a strong support system?
Yeah. I got my brothers, that became family, and then I got my actual siblings that's been there for me. So I got a good group of people in my corner that I could turn to. Yeah.
That's dope, and that's one of the most important things. Even me now at this age, as I'm continuing to get older, I'm kind of learning that's like very, very important. Yeah. Even if it's two people, like it's good to have that stable support system to not necessarily run to, but just to know it's there whenever shit get a little hectic.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's definitely dope, man. And I met a few of them, so I want to say this on camera that I want to say maybe it's only 2 people I never met that's like in your circle, but as far as everybody else, man, stand up dudes, from just the way they talk about y'all when y'all there and the way they talk behind y'all backs, man. So it's good to see young men hold that friendship.
Yeah.
And with the way the world is now, it's especially good to see young black men holding each other up, holding each other accountable, and making sure that y'all there for each other.
And have those real conversations with each other,
Definitely, man. So that's something that I feel like I've always bigged up, but I just want to make sure it's said here. That way, people know it. Out of everybody, the first 2 I met was you and Jawan.
Right.
And even still to this day, I know technically y'all not, but to me, y'all brothers.
Yeah.
Like, to me, y'all family, y'all one and the same, y'all brothers, man. So to have that camaraderie and to keep it around y'all as y'all continuing to elevate, to me, that's the dopest thing to me. Cause to not to go all the way back, but there was a time where I was trying to help you with the skits and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
we actually did a lot of them too.
a few of them. So to go back to those moments, and that's just the moment that I kind of stepped in and I was able to witness. But to go back to that and see your whole progression to where you're doing now, and the fact that you're a part of an IGTV series, which is what I want to get into now, and then we'll continue to go throughout your story. But I just wanted to say this on camera. I'm super proud because, like you said, like I remember it just being an idea. You already did plays. I was able to catch the second one. I might be wrong on the numbers, maybe the third, but I was able to catch the second one. Super fire. Before I met you already did some. So just to, like I said, just to witness that progression to what you're doing now. Talk about that series, man. First of all, like, who put it together?
Oh yeah,
what made you want to be a part of it? Like, just tell the people about that.
So how it came about was I got into acting school. I go to Stella Adler Studio of Acting. I'm studying to perfect my craft there. I met my boys from school. We were just out one night, man. We was in the city getting fucked up, and then we was all just like, yo, we gotta do something together. We gotta write something. We gotta film a series together. And that's just been our talk since we met each other. And then my boy Davis, during quarantine, he started filming his own little thing, and then he expanded it and turned it into a series. Kyla St. Rake, that's the name of the series, Kyla St. Rake. And then he added me on and my other friends on, and then we just was like, you know what? We don't know that much about it, but we just know that we want to come together and do something. And he wrote it, he directed it, and we made it happen, Yeah.
And this fire, man. First and foremost, I'm going to make sure that link is down below. That way everybody can go to that IG page and watch the episodes, man. Not only is it funny, but my boy is doing his thing, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I wasn't surprised because I knew, I knew the skill, and every time we had conversations, like I knew your skill level, so I wasn't surprised about that. But I was surprised I was surprised and happy.
Yeah.
To know that the commitment was finally there.
Mm-hmm.
To know that, all right, he don't need nobody on his back to tell him, like, he's in it.
Yeah.
Like now he's in it. So that was definitely good for me to see, man. What's the experience with that? Like, is it like what's the difference between doing something like that's on camera? Mm-hmm. If you mess up, it's okay. You can reshoot. What's the difference between that experience and then being on stage?
Oh man.
And knowing that you can't mess up
at all.
it's right here in front of people. Like, what's the difference between the two experiences?
For me, the difference was it's just the fact that you, like, on film, I messed up so many. I messed up so many fucking times. They was getting tired at one point. I was like, alright, my fault. It was all new to me, and I was like, oh shit, I can mess up and do it over. If I don't like this, I can do it over. So it was just, and it's a different feel because the camera's right there. You gotta, that's all you. Like the camera, you act towards the camera. You let the camera pick up on everything that's supposed to be on stage. Where it's like you using your body, you being loud so the audience can hear you, and you on point with everything. Lines, entrances, exits, you on point with everything because you got to start on time and you got to end on time. So it was just a different feel because we had more time to play with. We could mess up. We could sit down, take 5, have a drink or 2 or something like that. Not no alcohol and shit, but like a drink of water, some food and shit, and just relax and then get back to work. It was as opposed on stage is back to back.
This is season 1, right?
This is season 1 of us together as an actual cast, because he did his own thing and then we did this together. So this is season 1 of that.
Got you. So right now you guys taking a break?
Yeah, we taking a break because we all in school right now and we all I ain't know being an actor, going to acting school was a lot of fucking work, man. That shit ain't no joke, man. Between the Shakespeare and the scene study and the on-camera classes and the technique classes, that shit it's no joke, but it's worth it, you know? It's worth it. My black ass ain't know so much Shakespeare that I know right now ever in my life.
That's good though. That means you doing the actual work needed to get there, man. And it's good to have you because this is one of those things that people never really put together with mental health, and rightfully so. But with the way my brain works and me having a show, it's kind of my job to do that.
Right.
So just to kind of bring it into the topic of this episode. You go through foster care. You don't really know what's going on, but you're going through it.
Yeah.
Now, as an adult, doing the acting, which is essentially playing someone that you're not. And this is similar to a question I asked you, in a previous episode, but what type of mental strength, in your opinion, do you think it actually takes to play a role that you might not have no relation to? Has there ever been, well, first, that's the first question. Has there ever been a role that you didn't necessarily relate to, but still wanted to, execute and play that role to the best of your ability? And if so, like, what mentally, what does it take for you to, to do that in the right way?
It's been a journey. I think the one of the roles that I can remember right now that I had to tackle, I was a functional drug addict. Like, I was able to function in society, but I was also, going through what I was going through and suffering internally more than externally. I think that was challenging for me because that's something that I never even knew about. Of course I knew about it, but I never really thought to be like one and to have the mindset of one. So I went to I went up to 125th in Harlem. Unfortunately, that's where all the dope heads and they be bugging out over there. So I was just sitting like around them, just trying to like take in the aura and just watching them and trying to understand them and stuff like that. And I think just getting into the habit of being like that or suffering eternally and relying on like addiction to get you through life, I think that kind of was a struggle for me. Even though I didn't really have to, actually, do no drugs, but just holding everything in and just not really talking about stuff like that. That was a struggle for me. So yeah, mentally preparing for that, it was tough. And then I was going through my own stuff in my personal life. And I always have this weird thing when no matter what role it is, when I get something, it always have some kind of correlation to what's going on in my personal life at the moment. So even though I wasn't a drug addict, but I was still suffering eternally with my own stuff that I didn't really know how to express. So I was able to intertwine that with the character and just have that eternal struggle by myself. And then after a while, it got to me, and it was like, yeah, it would definitely weigh heavy on my mind and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you still go through that now? As far as preparing for a role?
Now that I'm in school studying, they kind of give us a different approach to like fulfill a role where it's not as damaging to your mind and stuff like that. So now for the roles that I've been doing in class, I got a different approach to it. So I don't really. I'm not really relying on like my personal traumas in the sense to really dive into a role. So yeah, that's what's good about it now. Like, I don't really have to rely on like my personal pain. Like, yeah, I can include it, but I don't have to solely rely on it. I don't have to go back to those tragic moments in my life to bring out the fullness of the character,
Got you.
Yeah.
What's the in between like going through that, preparing for a role and taking yourself mentally, you know, to a place. What's the in between when you're not focused on the role? Like how do you deal with that process mentally? I guess, you know, like coming down.
Coming down from the character back to
yeah. Like, you know, transitioning from the role you just put all this time and energy into, and now you basically gotta be regular you again.
Yeah. Man, ever since I've been doing plays, honestly, right after I do a show, I go away. I'm out with the fam, with my boys. We go away for like a week, and I'll be good. Honestly, that's ever since every play I did, I go away after that. Now it wasn't intentional, but it just happened. Like everybody wanted to go away. I was like, all right, after the show, we flying out. So yeah, I go away, and that kind of, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of like to calm me down and bring me back to reality, you know. Yeah, we go away, I turn up, have a good time, then I come back and it's like, all right, now I start all over again, you know.
That's dope, man. What kind of in your opinion, what kind of mental strength would you say that someone should have when stepping into the whole world of acting? And the reason why I asked that is because, you know, just like I previously said, acting is essentially you're playing something, playing someone, and playing someone that you're not. And a lot of the times, you know, we see actors that they play it so well that, you know, the believability is crazy to the point to where you think like, nah, they must have, you know, did that in their personal life. You know.
Like, shout out to my boy Mahershala Ali. I don't know him, but his acting skills is crazy. Who else I look up to? You got Mahershala Ali, you got Denzel, you got Daniel Kaluuya, the guy that did Get Out. He did
I forgot his name, but yeah.
He was in, what else he was in now? He did what's the movie with him and the girl? Queen and Slim.
Queen and Slim.
Killed that. Like, it's people like that. I'd be like, damn, like, you know? What's going on? Damn, I forgot the question.
What mental strength would you think? Do you think that someone, you know, should have if they're trying to get into the, you know, the world of acting and be an aspiring actor?
Overall, you definitely gotta have, you gotta build some kind of confidence within yourself. And you just have to know, like, you have to be sure that you're in it for the long haul and you're not in it. Because a lot of people, when I first came into it, I was chasing the desire to be famous and rich so fast that when I seen that not happening, it was like, damn, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing and stuff like that, you know? So I think you gotta have confidence in yourself, one, that you are doing something and you're gonna bring something new to the table that hasn't been seen, because it's challenging. Even I had moments when I was in school and I would see all the talented actors and actresses around, and I would just question myself, like, what am I doing here? Like, why did they pick me? Like, you know, you got all these talented people. Or I always heard all the time that there's so many people chasing acting, you know, you might not make it. And it's like, I see all these people that's great, and it's like, you know, maybe I'm wasting my time, maybe I might not make it. But then I had those moments when I did something, I did a monologue or something, and the feedback I got, like from some of my teachers in acting school, was like, damn, you know, I am doing what I'm supposed to do, I am chasing what I'm supposed to chase. So you just gotta have that confidence in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself, most importantly. You gotta believe in yourself, even when people around you may tell you it's not for you, they don't see you doing it. You gotta believe in yourself. And most importantly, you gotta work hard at it every day, like literally every day, so that you could have something to, you know, rely on. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not getting here, but I'm doing this. Yeah, I may not have this, but I'm doing this. Like, just constantly keep working at it and working hard and constantly building yourself up to be respected and to get that respect that you want, you know?
That's dope, man. Out of all the roles, well, let me ask a different question. Who do you look up to? Like, who's that number one actor that you study their work, watch everything? Like, who's that number one person for you?
Man, everybody probably know because I talk about this man all the time like he my pop. But Will Smith is somebody that I look up to. Bro, it was 1 week where I watched Bad Boys the whole week, every fucking day that week. 1, 2, and 3.
It's one of my favorite movies, man.
I knew. I might sound crazy with this, but I knew that man is something special in my life because Bad Boys 3 came out on my birthday, bro. And I was like, nah, there's no way. The universe know, God, everybody know that's my man right there. Like we gonna work together one day. We gonna do a movie together. That's somebody I could literally watch his work all the time and not be bored, not get tired, and just that's somebody that I look up to. I study his work.
Listen, one of the things that I've been, super proud to even say that I've been, I guess, engulfed in is positivity and just manifestation. Mm-hmm. So we on camera. You already said it, but say it again. Put it out there in the ears. Nothing but positivity. Let the world know that y'all will be working together soon, man. Put it out there.
Let me tell you the project we're gonna work on. So it's been a minute. I've been working on this script. I want to do a spin-off to Bad Boys. But instead of being, they pass down the mantle to their kids, it's going to be called Bad Boys Legacy.
Remember that.
I'm going to be his son, he's going to be my pop. And that's going to be the movie that we're going to work on together. Y'all hearing it first. So when that happens, don't be surprised. It's going to take a minute. But when it happens, it's going to happen.
That's dope, man. And it's definitely going to happen. And just to let the viewers know, listen, I take care of everything on my channel, paperwork-wise. So don't try to steal the idea.
Oh shit!
I'm just saying. No, you good. I'm just saying. Don't try to steal the idea. Cause listen, I make sure everything's protected on this side, man. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely gonna work out.
Y'all steal my shit, it's gonna be a problem.
Last thing I want to ask. Well, I want to ask a few more things, but this being one of the main questions. I already know the answer with one. Because you kind of said it. What advice would you give to someone else as far as what to do to kind of stay mentally healthy? One of the things that I got from you is you said after that you just realized after you do a performance, you kind of just go away to kind of regroup and just bring you back
come back to reality.
So, what advice would you have to someone else, whether it's like, I don't know if you've seen before, but I'll give mine, something that I still try to do now. Like, I have 5 things that I do daily. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I sage the apartment, wake up with Biggie, Juicy, one of my favorite records. It has to be either that song or it has to be Big Pun 100%, just to kind of start the day right, Then I work out, make sure I have my smoothie. I still make sure I read. Like, these are the things that kind of keep me balanced on a daily. Like, if I miss one, it throws me off.
Yeah.
So, if you have anything that you do as far as routine-wise, what's something that you would tell other people to kind of take into to make sure they stay clear-headed?
I'm currently still figuring out myself, like what to do in the mornings to keep myself in a positive mood, keep myself in good energy. I think one thing that I do personally is I motivate myself, and I always I gotta get them, but I have these quotes that I love that inspired. Like one I got saved on my phone right now. It says, it might not speak to a lot of people, but for me it says, "I'm not talented enough to be unprepared. Are you?" So it kind of like as a inspiration to I gotta put the work in. I might be the most talented or I might not be, but I'm going to put the work in to make sure when I do get that opportunity to shine, I'm going to shine. So it's like, I have these quotes that I like to read and look at just to keep that, freshness in me, the desire in me to keep pushing and going. And then, I have those moments where I just take time out of my day just to sit down and just to breathe and just to enjoy currently what's going on in life, the good things that you got going on in life. There's a lot of bullshit going on, and I just take those moments to think about all the good things I got going on in my life, like the family that I got that support me, the fact that I'm actually doing what I said I was going to do a couple years ago, So those right now, those 2 things is what I do most certainly throughout the day, each day, to keep me, keep me going. I got to add on that list, but right now those two things most certainly that I do.
How's everything been for you during this year? You know, the pandemic, job. There's a lot of people that still haven't gone back to work or still having issues with unemployment. You know, then now with the recent elections and just everything. You know, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and you know, just everything still going on, even with the recent shooting in Philly. Like, how have you been keeping yourself, you know, stable during this year?
Yeah, well, this year was definitely a crazy year. It was so much going on from all aspects of life. Like, I feel like you didn't have a moment to just, you know, take things. It was every day was something different. But for me, I knew that in order for me, for myself to sit well with everything that was going on within this year, one thing that I had to do was to put my best foot forward and show that I support everything that's going on. So I took myself out when they was doing the Black Lives Matter protest. I made sure I was out there. I made sure I was in the line. I made sure I was standing up for something, you know, because it was needed. You know, we needed as many people to stand up for what we believe in. So I felt like for me, just doing that was kind of like a way, because I didn't want to feel like this whole movement thing was going on and I was staying in the back burner, you know, not trying to, you know, be a part of it because I was scared or afraid. I didn't want the year to go by and then I'm thinking, like, yo, I didn't really do anything for my people or for the world to know that I'm here and I'm, you know, putting my foot down. So I had to go out there and do the protest. And that kind of like, even when I think about it now, it kind of like giving me like a freshness. Like, you know, I did something for my culture. I did something for the cause. But other than that, yeah, this year was crazy. It was a crazy year. Shit. Yeah, it was so much that happened. But I'm taking it day by day, you know. Not nothing too crazy that'll push me to the edge. But it's been a year that you just gotta take slowly. You gotta take it day by day, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm keep doing. You know.
Oh, that's dope, man. It seems like you on the right track, man. How do you feel about mental health?
I know from, you know, life experiences and people that I know, is definitely something that's important. It was overlooked for a period of time, but now it's starting to be, you know, brought upon and starting to be like a positive thing to talk about your mental health. Because, you know, growing up, a lot of people that I know or knew, and even myself, wasn't really taught to really talk about that. Like, you know, it wasn't something that you talked about. It. Everything was, if you a guy, if you a man, you a man, you know. Men don't cry, man. You know, stuff like that. So it was like, you got to keep all that stuff in and stuff like that. And then that was no good, you know. But now, you know, that is becoming into the limelight, and people starting to talk about it, starting to actually, you know, talk about those things that's been deep inside them. That's dope. That people are actually, you know, being more emotional with themselves and more available within themselves. So that's a beautiful thing. Men, women, boys, girls, you know, anybody.
It's fire, man. I like that answer. I appreciate that answer as well, man. Before we get out of here, what you got coming up? Anything you got in the works?
Coming up. In the works right now, the main thing that I'm working on is getting myself a camera, getting myself a computer, getting myself an editing software so I can learn. Because when I get out of school, basically what I want to do is, I got this idea in my head that I want to do this, like, it's called like a redo, where I redo iconic movie scenes or TV shows that I feel like I could have did. So I'm going to tackle some Training Day from Denzel, some Will Smith, some Mahershala Ali, any iconic black person that I felt like I could do. I'm just basically going to redo it. Maybe some stuff I'll write my own stuff and redo it, or, you know, stuff that I draw inspiration from, just redo it, just so that I can keep myself active. But that's the next thing personally that I'm trying to work on, you know, with everything that's going on. You know, you don't really have the time and the money and stuff like that to get what you want, but that's something that I'm gonna make happen. It's gonna happen real soon. And most likely me and my friends from school are gonna start filming some other stuff that we come together and write, because we also starting to write together. So that's one of the things that we want to do, start writing together so that we could have stuff to film. But yeah, be on the lookout for stuff like that. More shows, more series with me and my gang from school, and then personally my own stuff that I want to start doing.
Very dope, man. Very, very dope, man. Listen, I'm not going to do the same thing I did last season. I'm not going to repeat a lot of the same things. But one thing that I do want to make sure is always in everyone's head. The people that I have on this show, both male and female, are on this show for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's not just me reaching out just to have content. You know, I take my time because I want to make sure I have people that are worth listening to.
Right.
Everybody has a story. It just takes time to sit down and get into the story. That's all it is.
Exactly.
You feel me? You doing a lot, brother. You already know how I am, man. Mm-hmm. You know, I always wish you the best. I know you gonna keep killing it, man.
Yeah, man.
We definitely gonna have Laquan. We definitely gonna have Laquan back. Who knows, man? Probably do part 2, part 3, part 4. You know, he has a very, very intricate story, and it's the reason why I'm kind of breaking it down this way, because I don't want to kind of just get to the meat and potatoes at the very beginning. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like a progression thing. You know, I want people to kind of witness everything that's going on and just feel like they're a part of it, man.
Yeah, so get to know me a little bit.
Definitely, man. First and foremost, I appreciate you doing this real quick. Your IG, Facebook, any socials you want people to...
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at Lay_Hailey. I'm on Twitter too. I think it's... Shit, I don't even be on Twitter like that, but I think it's Laquan Hailey. I'm only on IG and Twitter. You can follow me there. Show me love, I show love back. Anybody that's doing anything, I support it. Show me love, I show you love. That's how I live. Thank you guys for tuning in and for watching this interview. I appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned for what's coming.
Definitely, man. All links will be down below. That's IG, his Twitter, and the IGTV series that he was just a part of, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This was The Room, where having a healthy mind is priority. Until next time, y'all.